So let's start our session cyber forensics. And in previous session, we are already seeing some topic that is how we can provide some types of countermeasures with the using of the term that is a firewall as a component on the basis of hardware and the firewall on the different distributions like a Windows and a Linux distribution. So now today we are just going to cover the next thing that is the encryption analysis. And for the encryption analysis, firstly we need to understand that what is the encryption. So as you know guys very well, like this topic we are already covered. Yeah, we are a few things we are already covered in our CS training, that is cryptography. So as with the name of encryption is also called as a cryptography, and we are just going to see that process. And after that you will learn about the more advanced features about that encryption procedure on the basis of ciphertext, on the basis of hashes. And we are also going to discuss about the different types of hash and different types of analysis procedure for finding out the different types of hashes as a investigator. So if the cyber criminal basically doing a type of attack, and once they are just sending any type of data packet over the communication to the different cyber criminals, so the investigator can try to attack, can try to investigate that particular communication via the capturing of that data packet that is already in a encrypted format. So once they are just getting that things, so after that they are just trying to decrypt that message with the using of appropriate encryption format which is used for that particular encryption procedure. So they are just trying to decrypt that message with the using of that particular algorithm which is used by the cyber criminal. So firstly they are need to analyze that encryption format, and after that they are just need to find out like what type of algorithm is basically used for the encryption technique. So there are two types of technique, as you know very well. That is the first one which is called as a cipher technique, and the second one that is called a hash technique. So these are the two technique which is used in a encryption. So let's see like how we can provide, yeah, how we can analyze the encryption format. So firstly we will start from the cryptography, and after that we will see the analysis. Okay, so let's start in cyber that is the cryptography. So is in the form of encryption itself, and whereas a readable plain text, whereas the readable plain text formatted is converted into the another form which it doesn't leave the value of the plain text. It is called as a how the cyber criminals are basically using this technique to for sending a different type of data in that. So as so we know very well like we can convert any type of plain text with the using of that technique, that is a encryption technique. And for the encryption technique we need two types of thing. The first thing that is a key, and the second thing that is a encryption algorithm. So if you have an encryption algorithm and you have a key for the encryption part, so you can easily convert any type of plain text into the another format. Actually that another format is also a type of text, but that text is in the another format. So the person is, if the person is basically trying to read out that text, so uh, there is a no sense, right? So they can read it out, but the meaning of that particular text is not clear. So With the using of that technique, the companies will secure the data, maintain the privacy of the data, and they can secure the every type of username, password, and the different types of records which is available in that particular organization can be secured with the using of encryption technique. So for this technique, user have an encryption algorithm as I already told you, and a key for a decryption. Okay, so user will transmit that encrypted message receiver will receive now, and for the receiver to understand that he needs to convert into the plain text cipher. For that, again, he needs a key for the exact algorithm for the decryption. So, what is decryption algorithm? Decryption is basically a type of process in which the cyber criminal as well as the investigator are basically using the reverse algorithm of the encryption algorithm which is used by the cyber criminal for encrypting that data. So they can easily firstly they can find out, they need to find out the encryption one, and after that they can easily decrypt that message which is sent by the cyber criminal over the communication. So this is a complete process which is used in a cryptography. So there are multiple types of terminology which is used in a cryptography. The first one that is a plain text, the second one that is ciphertext, the third one that is encryption, and the fourth one that is a decryption. So let's discuss about like what is plain text. So we can say that a plain text is a type of text which is looks like A B C D 1 2 3 4 and the symbols. So these are all the type of text which is called as a plain text. What is ciphertext? So the ciphertext, as we know very well, that is an encrypted text. So this text will comes here. This text will converted by applying an algorithm over that particular plain text, so we can get the ciphertext. The encryption, that is another type of terminology. So the process of converting the plain text into the ciphertext, this is a process which is called as a encryption technology. And for the decryption, the process once you are just converting the ciphertext into the plain text, this is called as a decryption algorithm, right? Decryption process. So this is all about like how we can use how the attackers as well as the investigators can use for these techniques for the encryption and its decryption process. Now the next thing that is a cipher. So as we know very well, the cipher is basically a converted text via applying some algorithm and the key process over the plain text, so we can get a type of text which is called as a ciphertext. Okay, so for the example of ciphers, we have different the Caesar cipher, the first type of cipher. As we already discussed this type of cipher, that is like the oldest and the cheapest type of cipher which is used by the cyber criminal as well as the government sectors also for sending the data in the ancient time in the 18th century. So in 18th century there is no the computer device is not available, and they just want to send the data over the communication over the one side to another side. So they are needed to send that data with the using of any type of encryption method. So they are using a Caesar cipher technique for sending that data. So in this Caesar cipher technique, there are multiple types of working process are basically involved. So the first process, that is the subtraction of three characters or that particular number. So we can use the two types of technique in that, like adding and the subtraction techniques. So if the encryption algorithm is basically used by a subtraction technique, so the decryption algorithm use the reverse of that encryption technique, that is a decryption. So for that part they can using the adding technique for its decryption part. So this is the complete process which is used in a Caesar cipher. So that means if the plain text like character is E is either transmitted to B, and if the character is A, it will be transmitted to X. So this is a complete scenario. Example part, let's see. The example like key. This is a key like A B C D E F G H I J, like 26 alphabetic characters of English alphabets. And this an encryption algorithm which I'm used, that is a subtraction of three character of numbers, and this is the complete process which is used in a and a plain tag, that is my name, and a cipher tag which I got after the applying this encryption algorithm and the key. So I will got a cipher tag, that is this one. So how we can convert that it like okay, so how we can apply subtraction of three character number places. So first of all, we can split that plain text in a single character, and after that just convert that encryption algorithm. So just look at here, like if I want to convert that R, so I need to apply this algorithm on this place. So just subtract the three character like R, Q, P. So the character which I got like O. So O is the replacement of R. Okay. So for the A, like we can subtract A, Z, and Y, right? So the character I got, that is X. So X is a conversion of, yeah, X is a transformation of A. Okay, for the Z, that is the same process. Like for the C, this is the same process. So we can apply like subtract the three character like C, B, A. So we got the Z. So Z is a conversion of C. So same process which is used by the others, like E is a conversion of H, F is a conversion of I, and Q is a conversion of D. So this is a complete encryption procedure which is used in a cryptography, in an encryption for the Caesar cipher technique. Okay, for the decryption part, we are just applying, we are just doing a use a reverse algorithm which is used by the encryption. So जो रिवर्स करोगे, so जो subtract था वो किस में ऐड हो जाएगा, चेंज हो जाएगा एडिंग के अंदर. So in the adding part, like O, X, Z, E, F, Q जो हमें मिला था, now how we can convert it. Just you need to add like three characters in O. So just add P, Q, R. So R is the third one. So the R is the conversion of O. The next one, that is the X. So Y, Z, A. So A is a conversion of, sorry, A is a conversion of X. Now Z के लिए Z, A, B, C. So the third character is C. So C is a conversion of Z. So again, the further process same for the other characters. So this is a complete process which is used in a Caesar cipher technique. Okay, so I hope so. This technique is clear. Okay, there are some more example like a hill climb cipher and a playfair cipher. So guys, it's just a homework because I already told you these type of cipher in your CS training. So this is a homework. You need to learn about these types of cipher like
आपकी आपकी आवाज सही से नहीं आ रही।
आवाज कट गई सारी की सारी। रचित रचित आवाज कट गई है। अरे क्या हो रहा है ये?
and you need to create assignment on that particular
एक
two
मिनट रुक जाओ
cipher
रचित, आवाज नहीं आ रही, कट के आ रही है सारी।
like a hill climb and a playfair, and submit
हेलो
tomorrow after, and tomorrow as well as the coming Saturday. Preferable to you. Hello. Okay. Yeah. Hello.
चले गए। रवि सो तो नहीं रहा ना? सो गया रवि।
नहीं सोया।
Yeah. -B and just use a command like panda .jpg plus file.txt and just put a new file name cutepanda.jpg. So my copy is मतलब copied हो गई जो file का data, and you can see the new file is created, and the new file which is having a name of cutepanda.jpg, and you can see there are the multiple type of details you can get it from here. So डिटेल है क्या हमारे जो हमें मिल रही है. फर्स्टली यू नीड टू सी द साइज ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर इमेज फाइल. सो द size of the image file is not same here, because the old file is the real file is having a size that is 121 KB, and the converted file as well as the binded file with the having a size of 122 KB. Okay, and my actual file size is 409 bytes. So once they are the 409 bytes is added with this panda.jpg, so it is converted and just creating a new file that is having a size of 122 KB. So let's see first to open these all two files and see is there any difference between both of them or not. So let's see, no difference between both of them, दोनों ही same है ना. Okay, so the next thing is where is the data stored. So just right click on this particular image file and just open this file into the notepad as well as any text editor you want. And let's come to the known world, and after that you can see here the data is stored here. Okay, so with the using of that steganography procedure you can easily hide any type of data behind any type of media file. So मैंने यहाँ पे यूज किया है क्या कहते हैं इमेज फाइल को. इफ यू वांट यू कैन यूज द ऑडियो फाइल, इफ यू वांट यू कैन आल्सो यूज द वीडियो फाइल, राइट. सो वो आपके ऊपर है, आप उनको यूज कर सकते हो, बट द सेम थिंग कि आप कोड को ओपन करने में बहुत टाइम लगेगा इफ द फाइल साइज इज.
प्रोसेस सबका सेम रहेगा.
प्रोसेस सबका सेम है. जहाँ पे आपने panda.jpg यूज किया था बस वहीं पे आप ऑडियो फाइल का नाम दे दो लाइक audio.mp3, एंड जहाँ पे आपने दूसरी वो दिया था क्या कहते हैं mp4 लेना है तो सीधे mp4 लिख दो, दैट्स इट.
फिर उनको ऐसी राइट मतलब उनको नोटपैड पे लाके करना पड़ेगा ना एक्सट्रैक्ट.
हाँ, अगर आपको डेटा देखना है तो डेटा देखने के लिए आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा, नोटपैड का यूज करना पड़ेगा. ओके, सो एक इसके लिए टूल आता है गाइस, यू कैन यूज दैट टूल. सो वो टूल आपको इंस्टॉल करना पड़ेगा. तो इस टूल का नाम है स्टेगोसूट. हैव यू हर्ड दैट नेम स्टेगोसूट?
नहीं.
Okay, so just note down that tool name stegosuit. मे बी आप इसको काली के ऊपर इम्प्लीमेंट करोगे, ठीक है. तो पहले आप इसको ट्राई करोगे करने का. इफ यू आर सक्सेस टू इंस्टॉल एंड सक्सेसफुली टू इम्प्लीमेंट दैट टूल, सो दैट्स गुड, अदरवाइज आई विल टेल यू एट टुमारो कि कैसे करना है इसको, ठीक है. और सिंपल सा टेक्निक है, बस आपको स्टेगोसूट डालना है एंड उसके बाद आपको उसे डायरेक्टली यूज करना है. इमेज बाइंड करनी है, कोई भी डेटा बाइंड कर सकते हो इजिली. यू कैन डिक्रिप्ट द डेटा फ्रॉम दैट पर्टिकुलर बाइंडेड इमेज. सो वो भी आप स्टेगोसूट की हेल्प से कर सकते हो. सो इट इज कम्प्लीटली डिपेंडिंग ऑन द करस्पॉन्डेंट टूल, जो भी आपने जिससे बाइंड किया उससे आप डिक्रिप्ट भी कर सकते हो, ठीक है. And if you are using this kind of technique, like if you are using cmd for binding any type of data, so if you are sending this type of image to the any person, and if the investigator is basically capture that image, so in that scenario the investigator can face a type of challenge like firstly उसे ये समझना पड़ेगा like इसके अंदर कोई डेटा है भी कि नहीं है. एंड उसको करने के लिए the investigator needs to open that file. एंड आफ्टर दैट अगर वो ओपन करके देखता है कोई से चेंजेस मिलते हैं तो वो वहाँ पे अपना इन्वेस्टिगेशन स्टार्ट कर सकता है। तो एज ए चैलेंज सबसे पहले आपको थोड़ा बहुत यहाँ पे देखना पड़ता है नीचे में स्टेगनोग्राफी के लिए, या तो करस्पॉन्डिंग किसी पर्टिकुलर टूल के थ्रू से इंक्रिप्ट किया गया हो, अगर टूल के थ्रू इंक्रिप्ट नहीं किया गया है तो आपको वहाँ पे क्या चाहिए, प्रॉपर एनालिसिस यूज करनी पड़ेगी एज ए मैनुअल प्रोसीजर।
इसकी पर्टिकुलर फाइल के लिए इन्वेस्टिगेट करने के लिए कोई पर्टिकुलर टूल नहीं है? जैसे अभी तो हमने टेक्स्ट फाइल की, अगर कोई मैलिशियस EXE कर दे कोई, या फिर कोई मैलिशियस कोड इस पे कर दे कि डबल क्लिक करते ही हमारा सिस्टम में आ जाए, उसको
ऐसा
इन्वेस्टिगेट।
पहली चीज स्टेगनोग्राफी के अंदर आप कोई भी डेटा, जैसे आपने डेटा यहाँ पे बाइंड किया है, ठीक है, सो अगर आप इसमें किसी भी टाइप का बैश कोड लिख के भी बाइंड करोगे ना तो वो रन नहीं होगा। वो रन तब होगा जब आपकी ये जो .jpg फाइल है वो exe फाइल में हो। लाइक यू कैन बाइंड 2 exe फाइल्स विद द यूजिंग ऑफ बाइंडर्स, आप इजिली बाइंड कर सकते हो, which I already show you in malwares। आपने अगर देख याद हो तो malwares में हमने किया था, बाइंड किया था, है ना, तो वो चीज आप उसमें कर सकते हो। बट इफ यू आर थिंकिंग लाइक मैं 2 फाइल्स को बाइंड करके malwares वहां पे सेंड कर दूं विद द बिहाइंड द फाइल ऑफ द jpg, तो दैट नॉट, ठीक है। वो
ठीक
आइकन्स के थ्रू होता है, देयर इज अ टेक्निक लाइक आप उसमें आइकन टेक्निक यूज कर सकते हो, बट दैट इज अ डिफरेंट प्रोसीजर, तो वो अलग है, वो स्टेगनोग्राफी नहीं होता है, ठीक है।
ठीक।
Okay, so the next thing, that is the hashes. So as you know very well, the hash is basically a type of encrypted text for the conversion for once you are just applying the algorithm over the plain text, and you will get the type of hash. So the basic difference, if you are just going to talk about what is the difference between the cipher and the hex format, so the hashes are basically unique because we can apply the algorithm, encryption algorithm for the encryption of data, uh, on encryption of data, but we cannot decrypt it by the applying of the reverse algorithm, as we already applied in a cipher procedure. So cipher में क्या है, क्या encryption algorithm apply करते हो, and decryption algorithm, that is reverse algorithm use करके you can easily decrypt the data, but यहाँ पर ऐसा नहीं होता है। In the hashes format you can only have a permission to decrypt, encrypt the message, but you don't have any type of reverting process for decrypt it। So हम decrypt करते कैसे हैं फिर उसके लिए, so we are using a technique that is called as a password cracking technique as a rainbow table attack। So हम rainbow table attack method का use करते हैं password को यहाँ पे crack करने के लिए। So how we can crack it, we will discuss, like हम किस तरीके कर सकते हैं, but firstly we need to see a video regarding the hashes, so we will easily understand like how the hashes are actually works। So just remember one thing guys, the hashes are basically unique, and the companies nowadays, companies are basically using a blockchain procedure for converting the message, just applying the different types of security measurements, security policies, level of security over the plain text। So what is a blockchain procedure? In that blockchain procedure, the companies are basically using a Genesis block, and in that block, first they are just applying a encryption algorithm and just convert a plain text into the another format, and after that they are just applying the again encryption algorithm over the converted text। So via the using of that technique, they can encrypt the message into the layers। So if the cyber criminal is trying to decrypt that message, so firstly they need to decrypt, yeah, they need to apply the decryption algorithm over the each layer। So उसमें काफी उसको problems face करनी पड़ती है। So let's see the hashes and we'll continue again। For the cracking method, we need firstly we need a type of dictionary। So उसके लिए क्या करना होता है आपको कि आपको एक डिक्शनरी क्रिएट करनी पड़ेगी। 2 डिक्शनरी हमें चाहिए, एक तो पहली चाहिए लिस्ट जिसमें आपके हैशेस होने चाहिए, एंड द सेकंड जो हम यूज करेंगे दैट इज अ डिक्शनरी फाइल जिसमें प्लेन टेक्स्ट होगा। So the tool is basically used for the cracking of the hashes. That is the name of Hashcat tool, which I already I guess told you. And the tool is basically based on the GPU version, work on the GPU basis. And this tool, firstly, they are converted the every text which is available in a plain text file, like password file. So the word list, they are converted every each word into the hashes, and after that they are just match the hash which is existing in the hash file. So match karta hai. If the hash is going to match, then they are simply said that is a converted hash. Otherwise they are just doing that process and scan karna wahan pe start karta hai. So for the creating for the cracking method, firstly we'll see like what is the procedure. And one more thing guys, the companies are basically using a decrypt and a secret procedure for the conversion of for the conversion of plain text into the cipher into the encrypted text. So they are using a three types of technique, like the bcrypt technique, secret technique, as well as the organ 2 technique. So let's discuss about like what is a bcrypt. So in bcrypt technique, they are using a two types of things. Like suppose that if I'm taking example, like the two persons is having a same password, like admin and admin. So in that scenario, the bcrypt technique basically using a salt procedure. And what is salt? Salt is basically a type of unique text which is added in a plain text. So like the password is a admin, that is a plain text. So the unique text is basically binded to with the plain text. So after that, uh, once they are just binded, after that the encryption algorithm is going to apply over that particular plane with the binded text. So you will got a new encrypted text. So this is a procedure basically used in a bcrypt procedure. So let's see how we can use a bcrypt procedure. Okay, so we need a type of file like जिसके अंदर hash होना चाहिए हमारा. So firstly I'm just import the hash file.
स्क्रीन दिख रही है क्या? स्क्रीन विजिबल नहीं है मेरे को.
एक मिनट रुक जाओ अभी.
ठीक है.
Okay, so for the identifier of hash, I'm just using a hash identifier. So just use hash identifier and इसके साथ में enter कर दो and just put the hash. So my hash value is this one. Okay, now just press the enter and you can see there's a all possibility that is related to that hash. It is showing on the terminal. So the most common hash जो ये possible hashes बता रहा है, that is a MD5, right? So आप MD5 hash यहाँ पे हो सकता है, it is telling you. ठीक है, तो हम इसका यूज कर सकते हैं। तो मुझे यहाँ से पता चल रहा है कि दिस इज टाइप ऑफ हैश विच कौन सा है, MD5। सो नाउ द नेक्स्ट थिंग इज, लाइक आपने इससे आइडेंटिफाई किया, you need to add this hash into the hash list. So I'm just using a nano and a hash file which is available on the desktop. Just open it and you can see there are already 2 hashes are available. Just paste the third hash. Okay, and just save this file. And the next thing, okay, let's cross check. Yep, hash is available. Now I'm just using the hashcat command for the cracking of hash. So you can use the hashcat. If you don't know about the options, so you can use a -h for the hashcat options. So you can see there is an option, like I'm going to use like a brute forcing attack. So there is a mode like number 3 is a brute forcing, and the hash format, that is MD5 hash format, that is 0. So these are all the numbers of the hashes. So just come to upside and you can see here the hash of MD5, that is the number of 0, right? So I'm just going to use that hash. So just use hashcat -m is a mode like a 0, -a is a like brute forcing, and just paste the complete like hash file path first. So just paste the hash file path, and after that you need to set the word list. So I'm just using a word list, that is a rocky.txt. Okay, now just press the enter and let's wait for the cracking. So just remember that thing, it is you using a GPU system. Now it's started. So it will take time. So I'm just going to mute my mic.
जो कमांड थी रचित, उसमें 2 पाथ दिए थे, है ना? पहला पाथ था शायद उसका ये, जो आपने हैश जो टीएक्सटी में डाला था, और जो दूसरा पाथ था वो रॉक्यू टीएक्सटी का था ना? हेलो, आवाज आ रही है? हेलो,
हाँ हाँ, आवाज आ रही है आपकी।
कहाँ चले गए? बंद करके चले गए सिस्टम? हेलो रचित, रवि सोया तो नहीं? ठीक है, म्यूट कर दे, बहुत शोर आ रहा है तेरे साइड से। क्या यार,
हाँ, क्या कह रहे हो सूरज, क्या था उसमें?
हाँ मैं कह रहा था जो पाथ दिया था ना अभी
हाँ हाँ।
कमांड चलाते वक्त, उसमें जो पाथ का जो फर्स्ट पहला पाथ था वो इसका हैश का जो हमने पेस्ट किया था वो था,
ठीक है,
और दूसरा जो पाथ था वो उसका था रॉकी टीएक्सटी का ना।
एग्जैक्टली।
अच्छा, तो ये रॉकी टीएक्सटी से सर्च कर रहा है कि ये हैश वैल्यू।
डॉक्यूटीएक्सटी के हर एक वर्ड को पहले कन्वर्ट कर रहा है हैश में,
अच्छा
और फिर उनसे मैच कर रहा है उसके अंदर जो हैशेज हैं उनको।
अच्छा, तो ये रॉकी टीएक्सटी के अंदर जितनी पासवर्ड जो हैं उन सबको पहले हैश में कन्वर्ट करेगा,
हाँ,
और कहीं स्टोर करता है फिर ये उस चीज को।
आप स्टोर करा सकते हो इफ यू वांट, तो आप वहाँ पे हाइफन ओ लगा के उसका पाथ दे सकते हो जिसमें स्टोर होगा, अदरवाइज नहीं।
अच्छा, तो ये जितने भी पासवर्ड, ये जितने भी वैल्यू हैं सारे, जितने भी हैश में कन्वर्ट कर रहा है सारे वहाँ पे सेव हो जाएंगे।
हाँ,